Let's make sure everything's okay and we can dive into this today. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, how's everybody doing today? How is everyone doing? We got one person here so far, 3 people here so far. Um, Yo, good morning. Hey, yo, what's going on? We got 13 people here. Make sure you guys hit the like button as soon as you get in here. 30 people here. Make sure you hit the like button. Um, he's talking about Lunic. No, he's not specifically talking about Lunic. I just know he's taking questions, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But from what we saw in the last I guess, live session that he had, there was a ton of questions that were going on about Lunic, literally bombarded with Lunic questions. And that's why I think that there's probably going to be 30%, maybe even 50% of the questions that come through are going to be about Lunic. Now, will he answer all of them? I would imagine no. He's probably not going to take multiple questions. Regarding Lunic, unless it's a different situation, maybe talking about the burn tax and talking about something else. But I would imagine he's probably going to limit it to maybe 1 or 2 questions. So I will get into this in a little bit. So make sure you guys hit the like button as soon as you get in here. We can definitely talk about that, have a quick chat. CZ is going live. Yes, CZ is going live. Good morning on Twitter Spaces. Good morning. Good yourself. Shout out to the chat. Yo, what's up, bro? Have you seen the bot problem in the comment section? Seems to be everywhere. Yeah, I've been trying to use keywords for that, and it hasn't really been working out for me at all. To some point, but then they do come back with new comments, and I have to add new comments to there, and it's just a pain to have to add all of that. Matthew, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. That like button on the way in, guys. Yes, hit the like button. We have 51 likes and 99 people here, guys. You are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. Not clickbait. No, he's actually going live. So we'll talk about this. I'll show you his tweet that he has. It's going to be in a little bit, probably about an hour and a half or so. I'm glad you make the Shiba video. I hope they see that. I'm sick of the devs. Glad you out those scammers on blast. Yeah. Let's go, Perry. Good morning. You think it's a good idea to invest my money into Luna Classic? Invest your money? It depends how much money. I never try and risk all my money, no matter how great the play is, because anything could happen. So I never try and risk all of it. I risk a certain percentage, and a certain percentage of that day, right? I only put $40 into it. Granted, I was going to put a lot more. But out of all of my income for the year, I literally would have put $500, and it would have been a very low percentage. Matt, when the scams come through the comments, I delete them. It says that they're sent to you for review. Do you ever get them? So I haven't checked the review section. So when they do get deleted and they get sent to me for review, if I don't review them or don't touch them, they get deleted, they get taken out. So if they're in reviewer process, they're not visible to anybody. But the problem is that they keep coming back. Even if you delete it, I deleted 1, I deleted 2, and then they literally came back the next 2 minutes. Because I decided to comment. So they literally spam off of any comment that comes up. So I comment, they comment on my comment, and I'm like, what the hell? I can't say anything, because if I do, then people are at risk. There also someone's using your profile. But yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that, especially in Instagram and Twitter. All right, let's get into this. Let's show you guys what's going on here. So this is his Twitter. This is the tweet. Doing a live Twitter Spaces AMA in 2 hours from now. Simple and quick format. We'll take 10 questions live. No pre-ask needed. Hence, no comments. See you soon. So this will be really good to where you don't need to pre-ask the questions or have him approve the questions there. It's going to be something that comes through live within Twitter Spaces. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great questions that go through there, and I hope that the people that ask questions or take those 10 questions are people that have good questions. Don't just ask simple things. I mean, it has to be simple so they can answer it, but I hope they don't ask like super simple stuff. And I would imagine you're going to have a lot of people there, and if he's only taking 10 questions, I mean, that's going to be difficult. So we're going to listen in. We're going to hear what he has to say, and hopefully they ask some of these questions, about Lunik, and there's some questions that may go above my head, right? Some people that know a little bit more, and they can ask all of these questions and get that information. But right now, we're waiting for this to go live. So it should go live somewhere in the realm of about an hour and 10 minutes, which we will be live for that whole thing. I don't know how long the AMA will go, but I would imagine it's probably going to be somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah, don't ask questions like what's your favorite color or food. I'm pretty sure they're not going to ask that. So yeah, this is where we're standing. Hey Matt, holding 550 million SHIB and 1 million Luna, or Lunik. That's amazing. That's great. The 1 million Lunik could definitely give you a lot more, a lot sooner. Shiba Inu, the ecosystem devs are pissing me off, right? Satoshi and all the breeds, it's just getting me upset. Treat makes no sense to me. I understand that it was in the plan, it was in Ryoshi's vision, but I feel like they're being too aggressive with the timeline just to keep everybody into Shiba Inu, right? Guys, we have 188 people, or 190 people here, guys. Hit the like button, get this above 100 likes. I hear that you guys are the best viewers, so if you are the best viewer, hit that like button. It does help out the channel quite a bit. Ask him if he's repegging and if he thinks there will be a short squeeze. If he thinks there will be a short squeeze, and he wouldn't have the choice to repeg anything. So that would obviously be the choice of the people in charge of Luna behind the contract, understanding that you can, if it makes sense to repeg, but it doesn't. If you're talking about UST, if it makes sense to repeg and add the algorithm and all of that stuff, because UST without the algorithm is just a stable coin with nothing to back it. The whole ecosystem doesn't make sense. I think they're trying to just fade SHIB out. It seems that way, but if they fade SHIB out, everything else goes with it. And they may be trying to collect as much money as possible on the backs of the Shiba Inu holders. And that's the main problem, right? We don't want you to just make money off of us. We want to benefit both ways. If you're going to benefit, we want to benefit as well. Thank you, Matt. Maybe I should think about moving more to Lunik instead of SHIB. I love this channel. Yeah, that's totally your decision. If you feel like you gain a lot of value out of SHIB, then you keep a lot in SHIB. But then if you also feel like you're gaining a ton of value short term with Lunik, it just makes sense to be a part of something that actually has change being implemented, right? 1.2% burn, this new token that we see that looks promising. I talked to some people about it, and everybody keeps saying that it looks really promising and that it could be really good for definitely for after the 1.2% burn gets fully implemented. We see the complete decrease of all of the supply down to 10 billion. And now we're set in stone to where we have another project that can turn that 10 billion down to less than 1 billion. That's what we're hoping for, right? So the continuation of this burn, the continuation of this decrease, that's what I want to see there. So as you can see on the screen, he said, when is CZ going live? In about an hour, a little over an hour right now. He doesn't have a Twitter Spaces reminder right now, but I'm sure he'll put up a Twitter Spaces reminder in probably 30 minutes or so. Supposedly, SHIB was not meant to be anything in the ecosystem, but community only stands behind SHIB. Bone and leash, no treat. I don't understand. See, I don't think that was the case. SHIB was not supposed to be. It was not supposed to be nothing in the ecosystem. It was supposed to be the heart and soul of the ecosystem. Everything that flows around SHIB would contact SHIB in some sort of way. For their ecosystem, yes, SHIB seems to be just something that they want everybody to forget about. They want to bring the 1.2 holders over to something that they control. And that's really what a lot of people hate about what's going on right now, because everything is marketed as this is the SHIB, SHIB the metaverse, right? There's nothing that really benefits SHIB through that metaverse. So why call it SHIB the metaverse? Because you want to use it as a mascot. Every single instance that you see them launch something, create something new, they're using SHIB as the mascot. They could have called it anything, right? But they called it SHIB the metaverse to make sure SHIB was in like bold letters, was there, was known in that metaverse as something that created the entire thing, but doesn't benefit from it at all, right? Same thing with Wellies. They contacted the dev team here, the ecosystem devs, in order to get the right to use the image of Shiba Inu, when anybody can use the image of Shiba Inu. They're using it as a mascot in order to gain something financially. The same thing for John Richmond. John Richmond's, and they came back at me and said that if you think John Richmond's not doing anything, you see how much it's going to do for Shiba Inu when you see the dog on their clothing. No one gives a rat's ass about seeing the dog on clothing. We care about the revenue going through, helping out SHIB in some sort of way, right? The NFTs, not just going back to the business and going to whatever this overall ecosystem business is, but going back to SHIB. That's what we care about, right? And I mean, I may be speaking for a group of people, but I feel like SHIB should benefit out of all this if they're really just creating this mascot. And again, I said this in my video, I hate speaking like this. I really do. I don't want to speak like this. I don't want to be negative in any way about Shiba Inu, about the ecosystem, about anything. But you know that I'm very honest, that I'm transparent. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm always telling you exactly how I feel about something. And even if it's not the most accurate to their plan, this is the way that they make it seem, right? So I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible. Guys, we have 300 people here. Hit the like button. 150, 200 likes would be amazing. I really appreciate you guys being here. Preach, brother. Thank you. Matt, no wonder why Milkshake stopped AMA. Failing so bad that lost courage to admit it and have no balls to listen to the investors and the abuse of Shiba Inu's name. They own profit. Yeah, I would agree. We're seeing them insanely quiet right now, where nobody's really saying anything besides Satoshi just released that article. Insanely quiet. And I understand a lot of the crypto market is quiet because of how crypto is settling. But yeah, I think they're way too quiet for everything that they're supposed to be releasing and all of the hype and all of that stuff. You're only speaking true facts. Thank you. Welly better hit it and open their fast food chain around the world if they're trying to be the next McDonald's. Yeah, I don't know if they can be. I mean, with all of the hype built around it and being able to make franchises, that could be something that's promising, because you can build, bigger franchises, bigger locations within the U.S., within other countries, and it could be really big. It could be. And then what they would do, because the current location, the current like headquarters or only location is quite small, and with all of the revenue that you would have from that, they would probably make that a bigger location so that it's more legit from where it started. Because right now it literally looks like a food shack from what I've seen. Maybe I'm only seeing part of it, but it literally looks like a food shack. Um, but yeah, it could be something that's promising. It's just I have been in the restaurant business, and I know that what they're talking about benefiting from the profit and burning off from the profit may be more difficult than people think. May not burn off a hell of a lot because of the fact that um, restaurant business is very difficult to make profit off of, especially in your first year, especially in your second year. It's very difficult unless you have a lot of hype built around it in the first place. Um, we need to buy more Lunic. Lunic needs to rebuild trust. It's easy in the same room with the SEC. I had to unsub some treat shillers last night. Thanks, Matt, for being honest. Yeah, no problem. I don't know who is saying something about treat. I didn't know that people were saying anything positive about. I'm sure there's people that are interested in what it could be, but they're just interested in saying everything that they can positively so that they don't affect their channel. Now, again, I'm positive about Shiba Inu. I'm hype about Shiba Inu. I'm very happy that I'm holding Shiba Inu. I'm still holding 400 million, and I'm not going to sell it. I'm most likely not going to sell it. There's going to be a 90% chance that I do not sell the position. However, there is that 10% chance to where it's like, if everything goes up in the air and we have no ability to do anything with it and the community gives up on it, that's that 10% chance. It may even be 5%. But I don't want to sell it, and I'm most likely not going to make that move in selling any of that position because it does have room to grow even where it's at. It's just if the ecosystem devs don't deliver, then it's going to be very tough for anybody that's holding any of the positions that we have there, especially Shiba Inu. But right now we're seeing an increase in the amount of holders, so it's not really anything that I look at too strongly. Vault Inu. Yeah, there's a lot of people that love Vault Inu. Elon Musk and Billy Marcus would sport a pair of Doge boxers. Doge would go to the moon. My comparison to John Richmond. Yeah, I mean, that's a different story. If Elon Musk does anything with any cryptocurrency, he usually makes a move. There are too many sub crypto coins in Shiba Inu ecosystem. Yeah, there's a lot of crypto coins in the ecosystem. Terra's trash. Don't waste your time. Why would you say that? Don't listen to Moon Boys. They're like the ones who are trying to profit off of the Technoblades passing. Interesting. How do you know the AMA is about Lunic? So I don't know the AMA is about Lunic. It's taking questions. So they're taking not specific questions. They're going to be asking those questions throughout the AMA, and I would imagine at least one, if not two, are going to be talking about Lunic with the amount of comments that came through in the last AMA, talking about Lunic and, basically asking him, hey, do you support the 1.2%? Let's talk about this. And they had to eventually get to it because there were like 500 to like 1,000 comments talking about Lunic and just asking him, hey, express your thoughts on Lunic. So I would imagine there's going to be out of 10 questions, at least one, if not two or five. So we will see. There's a lot of people that talk about obviously Binance and BNB and the future of that, but I hope that we hear something about Lunic at least, and I think there's going to be at least one question. I ain't selling any of my tokens till a nickel, and then it will be very small amount. I I love you, but can you not sniff into the mic? I'm trying not to, but allergies kick in at weird times, and I can feel it in the morning, especially when I talk. I'll try not to. I'm sorry. Hey Matt, check out awesome Austin. Some spoke about you, and he was explaining what Shib is meant to do, which I don't agree with. I don't agree. And he said, I'll have to check him out. What is it? Awesome Austin? Maybe he just wants me to talk about him. I don't know. Maybe he has more subscribers than me. He just talked about me last night, or when was this? Because 8 hours ago he streamed, but I don't know if he talked about me there or if he talked about me in some of these places. You let me know, unless he has a full video just on me. Let me know what video it is. Guys, 380 people here. We're almost at 200 likes. That's amazing. Where can we watch it? Watch what? So we're gonna listen to it. We're not gonna watch it because it's a Twitter Spaces. It's not a live video feed. It's a live audio feed. Matthew, can you diversify some topics on your videos with new crypto developments that could shine in the future? Shiba, Luna, BTC, Ethereum covered too much through all YouTubers. I hear you. I hear you. It's just about the problem. Yes, I will do more videos because since I do multiple videos, I try to put or sprinkle in a couple of other videos in there. Like you see me talk about Algorand, you see me talk about Farmcoin, Krillcoin, a lot of other coins that I'm invested in. I like to talk about ones that I'm invested in because if I don't, then it shows that I don't believe in those positions. Um, and I like to show that I believe in a position, not only by just talking about it, but also by taking action and investing in that position. So um, that's where I stand with it. Why can't SHIB implement a burn tax? Because no one owns the contract. Well, someone does, but no one owns it. It's completely decentralized, and can't be changed. Anything can be built around it, but Shiba Inu is by itself, has no owner, has nobody that controls it, and you can't do anything with it there. So that's the reason why you can't create a burn tax within Shiba Inu, but you can create a burn tax within other coins for Shiba Inu if you wanted to. It's just those have to get support, which a lot of those have gotten a bad rap because of some other ones that wanted to take advantage of it, or Shiba Inu that come out and just say, look, I don't support this because I feel like it's not going to help. But in reality, it will help. And that's the reason why they shut it down, is because they're scared. And it's crazy to me to see that. So yeah, give me 1 second. Let me duplicate this. Bring this over here. Okay, so that's the one that's the live stream that he had. I'll have to see what he said because I don't know what he said. I'll have to see what he said there. Do you know what's the timestamp? Do you know what the timestamp is of him mentioning me? Um, so he comes out and talks about treat tokens. So I wish he had like a more concise like video. I know it's a live, but I wish he had a more concise video so that I can get an understanding of where his mindset is on Treat and She stablecoin. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I would agree with him if he's thinking that it's going to be nothing but positive. Um, you speak about you in wait, you speak about you in direct with your prediction. 10 cents of Terra Classic is very positive for you. Yes, I think it is very positive. Um, Everything that's happening around it makes sense why it would be a positive thought there. Will Luna Classic burn circulating supply? Wait, will Luna Classic burn circulating supply 90% in 12 months? I think we'll see a lot that gets burned. I'm not sure if it will be 90%. I hope so. I'm thinking that we'll burn a lot of it. With the 1.2 that's implemented within 4 months, that's 100 days. If all stays the same, which I would imagine all is not going to stay the same, we're going to see a lot of volume. We're going to see a lot of push. Once people have a path to how we get there, they understand that this is the bottom. And once we see that bull run, once we see people continue to get into the position because they know the path is there, the volume is going to go up, the market cap's going to go up, and the amount that we're burning may fluctuate. But hopefully it all stays the same, right? If the market cap goes up and the volume goes up, and let's say we're already burning 100 billion a day, if we can continue to burn 100 billion a day as the volume is going up and the market cap is going up, that would be phenomenal for the overall position. Burning 100 billion every single day as we go along would be amazing. Now, I want to do some sort of Excel spreadsheet to show if like how we can end up burning 100 billion as the price is increasing, as the the market cap does go up, because if the market cap goes up, the price has to increase, which means that if we, let's say we're burning 100 million dollars worth, 100 million dollars worth will be equal to X number of Luna Classic coins that we can burn off. And if that's always going to be 100 billion or 100 million dollars, well, as the price goes up, it will be equal to, uh, one half. Like, say if it increases, it doubles in price, it will be one half, or X times zero point 0.5. And you would basically see that it would be split in half, and we would burn, instead of $100 billion or whatever that amount was. Let's say it was, I don't know, 100 billion total coins. It would now be 50 billion total coins that you're burning off, right? So it's definitely something that we need to look at, and I want to do a full breakdown in Excel, because you know that I always like to have some sort of spreadsheet involved with it, and I will do that breakdown to show you guys what the potential could be in so many different scenarios, and I think that would be very useful. Sorry, I just sniffed into the mic again. It just comes up, man. Uh, Austin brought up Terranium and you. Why? I'm not mixed with Terranium. Luna Classic doing the same thing Dogecoin did before it wanted all it went all time high. Sort of. Consolidation is always a good thing. It's allergies, man. Just take a 24-hour tablet at bedtime. Works like a charm. See, I don't like to take those all the time. I feel like taking them too much is not really good for your body. So even though I'm taking them, I'm not taking them all the time. If I feel like the allergies aren't that bad, I'm not going to take it. Matt, have you bought Terra Classic USD? No, I did not. I have not bought UST or USTC. Um, the reason why is I just don't. I mean, I know a lot of people are gaining money from it, but right now it's treated as a normal cryptocurrency and not a stable coin because it's not so stable. So we'll see. Everyone should check out Scro as well. So CZ is the whale that just bought SHIB and a huge quantity yesterday. Was it? I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that. I just know about, well, have heard about the amount of Luna or Lunic that they have, but um, we also understand that he has come out and said he supports the 1.2% burn, but has also acted pretty dumb in the process of talking about that, saying that he doesn't know how it's going to be implemented, even though it completely, lays everything out. All right, so we got 461 people here, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed already, I understand there may be new people here that haven't subscribed or don't subscribe to anything. But if you want to, subscribe to a good channel, I think this is one of them. So go ahead and do that. What time is CZ going live, Matt? So in about an hour, he says doing a live Twitter Spaces and AMA in 2 hours from now. So that was 1 hour ago. So about 2 hours, 2 p.m. UTC. I don't know what time that is. I would imagine it's going to be somewhere around 9. So around 9 o'clock, I would imagine. Um, 2 p.m. UTC would be 10 a.m. So it looks like we're going to be live until that. We're going to be live past 10 a.m. today. So it's going to be most likely a 3 to 4 hour stream. So it should be one of our longest streams in a while. But we're going to talk about a lot of things. We can talk about different positions if you guys want to look at some while we're waiting for him to go live in that AMA. I thought it would be 1 hour. He said around 2 p.m. UTC, which 2 p.m. UTC is 10 o'clock. That would be 2 hours from now, So appreciate you trying, my man. Yeah. I think CZ will one day just randomly burn all Lunic, not do a slow burn. Just my thinking. That would be amazing, but also it would be very sudden, and you would see a very large pump of Luna Classic. How's it going? When does CZ speak? So apparently, he says that's going to be 2 p.m. UTC, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. And I don't know what everybody's time zone is, but right now it is 8 o'clock. So that would be 2 hours from now, even though he said in 2 hours from now, which was an hour ago. So that would be around 1 p.m. UTC. Why you stop uploading videos on the Shib Burn channel? I haven't. I'm seeing how the channel functions. The issue is that it's very difficult to, come out and just upload a ton of videos, because I already upload a ton of videos. I do want to continue to upload, and I'm sparingly uploading, but I haven't stopped uploading. And the point is that the playlist should be something that runs forever. But the problem is that people are not watching those playlists. So if you watch the playlist, then it continues to generate revenue. If people really want to burn, then the way that we do this is we understand that the full playlist will continue to live on. And all you have to do is watch those playlists or listen to those playlists, or essentially mine coins. It's a way of like mining, the way you would set up a machine to mine coins. You set up a computer or multiple computers to continue to watch those videos. And if we have thousands of people that continue to watch those videos, we have like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views within the month, which creates a ton. We obviously don't want to create the mindset that the only way is to just create videos. there's also so much more behind it, that we can burn Shiba Inu. And it's not that I'm not burning Shiba Inu. I want to see exactly what we can burn throughout it. Um, but the videos haven't been catching as much traction, and they take a long time to make. So when I make them and they get 400 views, or 500 views, yes, that's something. But it also takes a long time. It takes 10 minutes out of the day creating to just record the video, then uploading the video, that process and all of that. So I want to continue to make videos sparingly, but I also want to put a lot of emphasis on people coming back, returning to watch a playlist, or making it their normal routine to watch a certain playlist and continue on, throughout months and years to see how much can burn. Um, are we going to speak about Terra in 2 hours? Are we going to speak about Terra in 2 hours? Wait, CZ, are we going to speak about Terra in 2 hours? I think it's 1 hour, but I'm not 100% sure because he says 2 p.m. It's kind of mixed, right? Because he says from 2 hours from now when he posted this, which was an hour ago, and he says 2 p.m. UTC, which is 3 hours from then. So yeah, I think we'll have to see when he does decide to do it. But right now it's like, when is it? Is it 1 hour, or is it 2 hours, or is it 3 hours? Is it 2 hours, or is it 2 p.m. UTC? Right? Hey, Matt, love your videos, your insight about crypto, and your opinions. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for saying that. Good morning, boss. Keep up the good work. Sorry, never make it in time for the lives. Well, I appreciate you being here in any situation. You're here now, and I appreciate it. Not financial advice, but I got my Luffy billions locked in stake. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. I mean, I'm not a part of it. I haven't invested into it. I've been looking at it, but we'll see. Hey, Matt, what do you think of the news of the Boring Company accepting Doge's payment? That's good for Doge. I don't think it unless it's like, whenever I think about something and I don't know what that company does, but whenever I think of a company accepting cryptocurrency, for me, I can't justify spending a appreciating asset on a depreciating asset. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's just my opinion. Are you optimistic that the team will be able to overcome the challenge and implement the 1.2% burn tax on the chain? Thank you. Yeah, I do think they're going to be able to overcome this challenge. And even if I think there's things that are being created, and I think this community is kind of taking the bull by the horns to create something and make it known that they care about burning off this supply, that they care about Lunic, and they care about seeing this price get back to normal and, getting people's money back, while Do Kwon is over here creating something new and trying to start from scratch. The community is saying, no, F that. Like, we want to make sure that people get their money back, make sure that people believe in this position, and make this now a community driven position. So it's more than just the 1.2% burn, even to the point to where you have things like Lunatics token, right? This Lunatics token that's supposed to burn off a total of 3%, 1% automatic, 2% through a burn wallet, a multi-sig wallet, and then seeing a 2% classic rewards, right? So giving people rewards, burning off Luna, doing everything that you want within a separate coin, a separate idea, to where you don't have to wait for anything to change. What is going on with this dog? This dog is always chasing these cats for no reason. Have you looked into Terranium? I have a little bit, but it's not for me. It's not for me right now. Just thank you, bro, for your thoughts and your content. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I'm not a person that literally knows it all, but I, just give you my opinions. And usually, the way that I think about it, I look at my opinions as being at least close to fact, or at least close to how a lot of people are thinking. Any news on the Lunatics coin? No, not any major news. I know they talked about that they're going to be doing an AMA before the pre-sale. I know it's catching a little bit of traction. Let me go ahead and duplicate this. I know it's catching a little bit of traction because I think it's close to like 1,000 followers, which is really good, especially being in the first week. And I can probably, attribute a lot of that to me. No offense to them. They obviously have a great marketing strategy, and they have money that they're going to put towards marketing, which they can obviously get things out a lot more, get more things out. So I'm excited to see what it is. But right now, we don't have the pre-sales not live. Who's the devs behind Lunatics? There's multiple people. There's one, I guess, main dev, which I haven't heard of him. But you have the whole list. If you want to go to the website, just go to Lunatics Official. So at Lunatics Token Official. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but I need to turn that. This is why I turn the volume down, because it just pisses me off. Yeah. Shit, let me turn off this volume. So yeah, if you go to Lunatics Official, then you'll be able to get all the information, go to the website, and see all the people behind it. But this is the contract developer, Lunatics Token contract developer, and there's multiple people within that core group. So I'm interested to see what it's all about, and I've talked to multiple people within the space, talk about Lunic, and they think it looks promising. I think it looks promising. I'm not saying that it's going to be the most legit thing ever, but we can definitely make it into the most legit thing ever. We don't know all the detail behind it. We want this AMA to get all the detail behind it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it's all about, because this is another way to burn Lunic, even if the 1.2% doesn't get implemented, It's the dumbest thing in the world to buy a token that purpose to burn another coin. How silly. Why so? If it's something that could be a part of that ecosystem in general, it's also silly, you think, to buy a ton of tokens that are in the Shiba Inu ecosystem that have no real value to it, like a treat token, like a Ryoshi's Vision, but people are all buying them, even though they have no way to tie back to the original ecosystem. So it's not the dumbest thing in the world, because it ties back to it in a big way, being able to give you rewards within Lunic, and then also being able to burn off within Lunic while getting in early and seeing that increase. And is it frowned upon to sell the position? No. If you sell the position and you gain what you wanted to gain, then that's great, right? You gain twice your money, 3 times your money, 5 times your money, but you're also gaining Lunic in return. While you're holding it, you're gaining Lunic. So you're going to benefit either way. If you sell it at a certain point, Lunic will benefit. If you hold it, Lunic will benefit. So no matter what, you're able to benefit Lunic in a big way by tying the two together, right? So that's what I don't understand, is that people will say that it's dumb to create another token to support another token, but that's the whole idea of what people are hoping for Shiba Inu, is that they want them to create all these different projects that support SHIB so that we can burn off the supply. The issue is that when is CZ going to talk? He's going to talk in about an hour or two. He stated 2 hours from then. So 2 hours from then, which he said 2 p.m. UTC, which technically is 2 hours from now. So I don't know. But yeah, they want people to, you say that, linking a token together is not really the best idea, but that's what we're hoping for with Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, we can't change the contract. We can't do anything with it. But if we can build something outside that can burn the supply, that's what we're hoping for. 20th of August, they mentioned. 20th of August for what? Where are we going to be able to buy Lunatics token? So I believe Pancake Swap, from what I've seen. I don't know like how the pre-sale is going through. I think with like Pink Sale or something. And you'll be able to get your Lunatics token. I also don't know if they have a max, and I would love to see them actually have a max set up. Have liquidity locked, have everything in place. They're looking to do. They're going through audits, KYC audit, and audited through Spy Wolf. So they're going through multiple ways to audit the position, as well as doing the airdrops and having everything listed. So again, I can't wait to see what they're all about, because they already have 835 followers, and it's literally been like less than a week or something. All right, we got 529 people here and 331 likes. That's amazing. If you could continue to hit the like button, get it up to 400 likes or 500 likes, I would greatly appreciate it. Shib Army is at the moment for the devs. It seems that way. Buy CRO. Yeah, CRO is big. I'm not buying anything right now. I hold a lot of CRO, and I think I'm sitting on it. And what I'm going to do is probably collect my passive income as I can, or as much as I can, and then put it aside, put it into a stable coin or something, and then put it back in my bank account or something. I don't know. Within the end of the year, I'm going to see how much I make on that passive income, and then we'll go from there. You said possibly Lunic to 1 cent by the end of this year. What do you think of Lunic at 10 cents? I've said possibly to Lunic to 10 cents by the end of the year. 1 cent is not impossible. 1 cent right now will be a $65 billion market cap. It's not impossible. That is a high market cap compared to where we are right now. You really only have 1, 2, 3 that are above that point. So $65 billion market cap is definitely difficult to get to. Not impossible, but it is difficult, and you can get there. But if you end up shaving off that supply, which was 6.5 trillion, let's say we burn it down to $1 trillion, a $10 billion market cap is not impossible for a penny. And then you start to look at getting to 10 cents, which at that level will be a $100 billion market cap. So we just need to decrease that down, continuing to decrease that down. And by the end of the year, 1 cent to 5 cents is definitely not impossible. And I would see that at a definite level. However, if we can burn off 100 billion a day, it wouldn't be a long time before we burn off the total supply. Now, what is GameStop doing in the pre-market? Let's check what GameStop is doing in the pre-market. I haven't checked in the stock market in a while. Well, I lied. I've checked in the stock market. Let's see. GME. Where's GME? I know it was here. I know you're here. Where you at? There it is. It's up 5%. Wow. 5% in the pre-market. It was down 2.3% yesterday, down $2.80, and now it's up another 5 or 6% today. We're seeing a decrease because it was actually a lot higher, and we've seen this jump in the after-hours market, not only in the pre-market, and now it's sort of coming back from that level. So again, CZ is supposed to create this AMA Spaces, Twitter Spaces, in about an hour is what he's saying. It's kind of mixed because 2 p.m. UTC is 10 a.m. Eastern, which would be 2 hours from now. And what he says is Twitter Spaces in 2 hours from now, which was an hour ago. So that would be an hour. So I don't know which one it is. AMC and GME will fly at market bull run. I would agree. GME is now 1 to 4 now. GME is 1 to 4 now. Let's watch CZ live on Twitter here. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Whenever he does go live, I plan on staying live. If it is 10 o'clock, I'll stay live until 10 o'clock. We can talk about that. We can talk about a lot of things until that does happen. If we want to look at my positions, let's see how the crypto market is moving for me. Probably not in a positive manner. It does look positive. Harvest Finance is still up from when I bought on what is this? From when I bought, let's see. Yeah, on crypto.com. So, yeah. Yeah, when I bought on crypto.com. So, I'm up on that one, basically almost double my money. And I'm happy about that. But it's not to the level where I want to sell at. I'll probably sell that portion at around $100 so that I can capture about $3,000 from it. That would be a total gain of $2,000 from it, which would up my amount that I've gained from 9,000 to 11,000, and that would be great. Obviously, most of it has been put back into the crypto market just to gain more, but the crypto market has come back since then. Matt, they make another proposal in the roadmap to secure the question CZ about the burn tax, but holders no vote too much, and the change 10 billion for 1 billion tokens Terra Classic. What do you think? 10 billion tokens for 1 billion tokens? Is that what you're saying? Do I'm sorry, I'm not following. You're saying doing a reverse split? As soon as they get the burn tax implemented, we do 10 billion to 1 split? I wouldn't be a fan of that. I wouldn't be a fan of that at all. If that did happen, but no, I wouldn't be a fan of doing that, because I would be creating a version 2 in a way, or a migration in some form or fashion. I am not a fan of that, and most people know that. So whenever we get to 10 billion, if that becomes a reality, I most likely will not be a part of that from there on. I mean, it could be to where I hold some of it in there, but I most likely will sell a large majority of it. I like AMC. I have DRS AMC, but the more and more I look at it, I don't believe AMC and GME are the same. Yeah, I hear you. I totally understand. I have 1 million Lunic. Do you think that is enough, or would it be worth buying some more? Prices around my price basis. So with the price being around your cost basis, I don't know how much you're willing to risk, right? How much is comfortable for you? Because if everything was gone, what would be comfortable for you? For me, I think what I invested is way less than what I'm comfortable with losing. Um, yeah, way less. I don't know. Yeah, way less than what I'm comfortable with losing. I thought I said that wrong. Because I'm comfortable with losing up to probably $1,000 or so, because I know I can make that back. If it's 2,000 or more, that's where it ends up getting tough. But $1,000, I know I can make that back pretty quickly. So I'm comfortable with being able to lose that much on a play. Now, do I think you'll lose that much? No, I don't. But 1 million is enough to get you something that wouldn't be life changing, but you would be able to pay off like a few things. Like if you wanted to pay off student loans, or maybe your car, but thinking about paying off your mortgage probably wouldn't be a situation to where you would gain a ton out of it, right? You would gain $1 million out of it to pay off your mortgage with 1 million Lunic. Now, in the end, if you decided to hold on for the long period of time, which means that you're holding from $1 even all the way up to $10, you could see $10 million from it. But it's still very difficult to see, because when a lot of people see $100,000 or $200,000, they take it. And it makes sense. If you're taking $100,000 or $200,000, I don't blame you. It's a lot of money, especially gaining it off of $1,000 or $2,000. But if somebody sees life-changing money, to where it's 50,000, 80,000, 100,000, they take it. I mean, it's as simple as that. I've seen a ton of scenarios, a ton of examples, and 9 times out of 10, they take it. And again, it's not a bad thing. I invested 80,000 in Luna Classic. $80,000 in Luna Classic. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. I am not okay with risking that much. You think 10 million is enough to hold for the long term? Yeah, I think 10 million is enough to hold for the long term. I just want to bring up Excel really quick and look at the crypto potential spreadsheet and show you guys that I hold 20 million. So 10 million is definitely enough. It's only half what I have, and you can expect to gain half what I expect to make. That's $1,000 worth about where it's at right now. It's 10 million. So if you wanted to make any type of move at 1 cent, that would be $100,000. You can take out some, or you can wait until it gets all the way up to 50 cents. When it gets to 50 cents, that's worth $5 million, right? Or you can wait till it gets to 10 cents, right? 10 cents is not too far away from 1 cent. And I believe that it can definitely get to some of these levels, and you could take some profit. These fucking fly. And then you could take some profit. And you can say, all right, I want to take 2 million. That's probably $200,000, right? $200,000 there. You're leaving 8 million in there, and you can continue to profit out of it throughout time. That's literally 10 cents to get you $1 million. However, you're not going to take the full million. Most likely you will. You're going to see $1 million, and you're probably going to be like, holy cow, I need to get it. I need to get this out of here, and I need to get this out of here now. And if you wanted to, and you see $1 million and you're like, you know what? I just want to accept a lot of it, so I'm going to take out, instead of 2 million, I'm going to take out 5 million, right? Which would give me $500,000, leave 5 million in there, and then it would give you the ability to wait for the long term. The only thing is that you have to pay taxes on this money, so do not just spend it all or put it all in one place. If you lose it all, then I understand. I mean, the amount that you made in the markets, in realized or unrealized gains or losses, obviously will show you there. So if you lose half of it, you're only going to get taxed on the 250,000 there, and how much you made in total. You're not afraid about CRO because so many exchanges are in bankruptcy. I'm not afraid I'm not afraid with what CRO is going to do, or crypto.com will do. No, I'm not afraid of that. I have majority of my CRO in the DeFi wallet. And I don't know if that will be to a point to where it's held as well if something does go wrong with exchanges. But I'm not worried about crypto.com. I think they have a ton of money. But what they did in the past set them up for some sustainability throughout this, right? There's other exchanges out there that are offering these APYs and continuing to offer these APYs throughout this downtime where they're not collecting as many fees. And that's the main issue. So anyways, if you have 10 million, that's definitely enough. I hold 20 million, and I believe that that's enough. We get to 1 cent, that's $2 million for me. And, we grow a lot higher to 20 cents. That's $4 million. I definitely will take a decent amount here. I should most likely throughout this process take bits and pieces as time goes on. What makes CRO a special coin to be bought now? I mean, what are its stats and probabilities? So for CRO, everything that they have to offer with crypto.com, you look at CRO as the native token of crypto.com, right? And everything that they have to offer, not only looking at just the exchange, but also looking at NFTs, looking at the DeFi wallet, looking at different ways that they'll use CRO as a form of payment within the Cronos network. You're able to use CRO as a form of payment. Everything that they're creating under the Cronos network, it seems like CRO is running everything. The different I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's not DAOs. Jesus. they're the nodes networks that are being created, even though they're not something that's completely sustainable. They're being created to also include CRO within that like liquidity pool, the pool of funds there, right? So CRO is being used in so many different cases that it will continue to be used in those cases, as well as increase the amount of places that it could be used, especially with NFTs and all that stuff. So I think CRO will be absolutely huge. Could be as big, if not bigger, than BNB, which BNB I have a lot of faith in as well, obviously. Why people selling large amount of Lunic on Binance? Panic selling? Um, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, people sell large amounts from time to time, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Bro, your feed is amazing. I go through your I go through withdrawal on the weekends. Keep up the great work you're doing for all of us. Send money, guys. Help this channel. Well, thank you for doing that, Richard. I really appreciate it. You seem to come through every day and show some love in the form of a super chat, in the form of great comments, kind words. I really do appreciate it a lot. And I try to make videos on the weekends. It just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm like busy, especially 4th of July weekend, like I was busy traveling and all that stuff. So it was very difficult for me to make any type of video. But this weekend I should have a little bit more time to make videos because I'm home. I'm not going to be anywhere. Tomorrow I believe I will be going somewhere, either to Hershey again or to the movies to go see like the Minions movie with Harper. So we'll have to check what the weather is. And if the weather is good, we're going to Hershey. If the weather is bad, we're going to be going to the movies. But I will be here in the morning, no matter what. I don't know how long I'll be streaming, but I will be here in the morning. 619 people here, and we have 418 likes. I think we should have 450 or 500. That would be amazing. You know Tonic? I have seen Tonic. That's under the Cronos network as well. But I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of Tonic, of Tectonic. Jesus, man. This one fly. It like I swear, I kill one. Daisy, what are you doing? I kill one, and then we open the door at night, and like a couple of those damn like gnats or whatever they are come in here, and then they come right the hell downstairs. I think it's because this is the only light that's on at night. I keep all my lights on down here at night. So whatever. It's just my feed, or is it just the audio in and out? There shouldn't be any audio in and out. I don't really have a sound floor on this. Let's see if he has any updates. I don't think he has any updates here. He doesn't have the Twitter Spaces posted live, but in about an hour, about 30 minutes is what it's gonna be, the Twitter Spaces AMA. But he says 2 p.m., so I think it might be 10 o'clock. If I make $1 million from Lunic, I'll be so nervous until it's safely it's my bank account. I 100% understand where you're coming from. There are a lot of people that say I'm holding on for dear life, but then when that $80,000 hits, like they go from $100 that they invested or $1,000 that they invested to $80,000, they're like, wait, hold up. Let me rethink what I'm thinking here. Let me take some profit out of this. And some people see, $200,000, like, I need to take this now. You look at, if you went to Graham Stephan and said, hey, I made $1 million from this, he would tell you to take it out now. If you went to anybody, they would tell you, anybody that has a financial background, they would tell you to take it all out now and just take the money that you have, use that money to make other investments, and you can obviously live off of that wealth. But what we need to understand is that the way that you can make a lot of profit is by taking some profit throughout time. The way you can feel better about holding that is by taking some profit. If you're a person that literally gets to a point where you're like, all right, I'm holding 20 million, and you're like, I'm going to hold it all the way till it gets to $1. That's $20 million. Sounds amazing, but how easy is that? If you see the path to get to $1, if it's plain and simple to where the path is going to get us there, then it makes sense for you to hold on to a lot of it for a while. But sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, if you hold on, like if you see the path to get to $1, very plain and simple, and it's going to get there pretty quickly, you know that it's easy to hold on to that money and basically capture the 20 million if you wanted to. For me, I would see it at some of these levels, and I would say, all right, 50 cents is definitely a point to where I would take at least 2 million, right? But I always see it as taking profit no matter what it is. If it's at 1 cent and it's 200,000, yeah, it makes sense to take 2 million. Am I being greedy by accepting $20,000 off of the $2,000 or however much I invested? No, I'm not being greedy. I'm just making sure I profit out of the deal. That's $200,000. I'm taking $20,000 of it. Well, now it continues to increase, and or it does pull back a little bit, right? And now I have $20,000 to invest maybe at the lows, and I can get my 2 million back. Let's say it does go from 1 cent back down to 0.005 cents. Well, I can invest, I can put that $10,000 back in there and say, hey, you know what? I want to put $10,000 back in there. That would be another or another 2 million I end up getting. So instead of it being at 2 million for $20,000, it would be 2 million for $10,000. So then I would pocket $10,000 out of it and still see it ride up with 20,000 tokens left, and I would pocket $10,000 there, right? And then we can see it ride up again. If it gets to 1 cent again, that's $200,000. I could do it again if I wanted to, but I would feel like it was going to surpass that. And if it does, then I would take a little bit more. And that's the thing, is as you do see some of those pullbacks, you can profit off of some of those pullbacks. I take another 2 million at $1 million worth of realized gains. That's $100,000. And I just put $100,000 here. That's $100,000 that I put over here, right? And let's say it does pull back to about 1 cent, right? That's going to be like, I'll be able to pocket more out of it, right? I'll be able to pocket $80,000 out of it and only invest $20,000 when it gets back to about 1 cent. And that's if it does. If it doesn't, then I don't treat it that way. I just, I pocket some or I pocket all of it, right? It's very simple to figure out how to take profit in the right manner. Very simple how to take profit. And again, 1 cent, very easy to get to. Very easy to get to. That's $65 billion of a market cap right now. With a burn method, you're going to see that go lower and lower, and you're going to see that more and more of a possibility as time goes on. Matt, why is CZ speaking today for you? Why is CZ speaking today for me? He's not speaking for me, he's speaking for the world under the AMA spaces. So Twitter spaces, he's going to be doing this AMA in about 30 minutes, is because this was an hour ago or an hour and 30 minutes ago that he posted this. And he said in 2 hours, but he also said 2 p.m. UTC, which is technically 10 p.m. So we'll see. Again, 670 people here. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys want another way to, if you want another way to burn Lunic, this is going to be a way, the Lunatics token. If you want to follow them on Twitter, I will post their Twitter in the chat. I think it could be big, and I want to see what it's all about. Even if you don't want to invest into it, it's worth following just to see what they end up burning, how much they end up burning. I've talked to a few people within the Luna space, and they said it looks interesting, and their thoughts on it is that they want to know everything about it. They want to know the people behind it. They want to make sure people are doxxed. They want to make sure that we have an audit throughout it. They want to make sure the marketing money is going in the right place, make sure they're transparent about the marketing money, all of that stuff. We need to make sure that they're very transparent here, because I want to believe in a project. I want to believe in people. I want to believe in these projects. But it's very tough when other coins give these coins like a bad rap or a bad name. So I hope that they do right by the Lunatics community, by the Luna Classic community. So if you guys want to check it out, I will post it here. Lunatics. Did I spell that right? Sure. And some people may think like, oh, well, you know what? This is not really the best idea to create a token. But like I said, shit, this damn fly. Like I said about some of these tokens, it's very difficult to believe in what the message is. But all I know is that when it gets to a point where 10 billion is the supply and the 1.2% is burned off, there's no other burn methods that are in place. So having something as an investment, there's other positions out there that you invest into that have no use case behind it, that literally just have popularity for no reason. And this is pitting itself or tying itself to another token that could be huge. Is this title clickbait? CZ is actually going to talk about the burn tax. How is he going live? Is he going to be interviewing here? No, he's not going to be interviewing here. So I just explained it. It's not clickbait. So Dan, thank you for the super chat, first of all. No, he's going to be doing a Twitter Spaces AMA in about 30 minutes from what is said here. It may be an hour and 30 minutes because he says 2 p.m. UTC, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. But he says 2 hours, which was over an hour ago. So it should be somewhere in between 30 minutes to an hour. Now he's taking on 10 questions live. So from the Twitter Spaces, which means that he's bringing people up to speak. Out of 10 questions, I'm pretty much guaranteeing that there's going to be at least one question on, Terra Luna Classic. And there's going to be probably two questions, one related to the burn and others related to the amount of Lunic that they do hold. So no, it's not clickbaiting. I'm not interviewing anybody. He is going to be on Twitter Spaces. I will be listening in, and hopefully, I am very hopeful that he will speak about Lunic, because from what we've seen in the last live that he did, and when it was a live situation and they were taking questions from the audience as well, you saw that 500 to 1,000 comments came through about Lunic. Are you still scared about the Let It Burn channel? Wait, do you still care about the Let It Burn channel? Are you burning Shiba Inu? Yes, we burned, I can't remember how much we burned last month, but we burned Shiba Inu last month. We're burning it every single month, around the 22nd or close to it. Whenever we get paid from YouTube, we burn. So around the 22nd, I think last month we burned somewhere around like the 20. It might have been either the 22nd or 23rd or something like that. But we burned, and we do care about the Let It Burn channel. I want to make sure that people understand that it's not about just creating the video that makes it a burn channel. It's about once I create the video, it's passive income for the burns, right? Passive income for the burns. So when you see the channel makes $5,000 without me doing anything, that's because people care about burning off Shiba Inu to watch this as a playlist and farm the videos or farm the amount of coins that you can burn. That's what it's all about. So yes, I'll continue to make videos on the Let It Burn channel, and I do care about the Let It Burn channel, and we will continue to create videos on the Let It Burn channel. It's just I want to make sure that people understand that it's not just about creating a massive amount of videos every day, because to tell you the truth, that does take up a ton of time. And also, as I speak on some of the same topics and create so many videos over here and create so many videos over there, it ends up blending together and there's too much content that's going out at once, with like, me behind it. Does that make sense? And it's a whole YouTube thing. So I don't want to push it out too much and put too many videos out there, because I'm already putting out a ton on this channel that are related to Shib, related to Lunic, related to all of these. But yeah, we do need to generate more revenue. Why didn't the prices increase when the whale bought a massive amount of Luna? So even though people buy a massive amount of Luna, there's always people that are selling Luna as well. So it's all about buying and selling. So if it didn't increase, that means that there were just as much selling that's going through as there was buying. Why don't you just sell your Shib if you're not liking the white paper, the original roadmap? Shib keeps you up at night. Just sell and you'll sleep better. So if you're talking to me about why don't I just sell Shib, I'm here to tell people what I think about Shiba Inu, right? What I think about Shiba Inu and the ecosystem devs. It's not about why don't I like Shib? I love Shib. Why don't I like the ecosystem devs that are not a part of Shib, but they're trying to push that they are? I mean, that's the whole reason. They are people that are behind it that have shown time and time again that they are for gaining themselves money, right? And with popularity, it has been said, if you don't do anything with your popularity, you're wasting your talent, you're wasting your time, and that you basically are a failure if you're not doing anything with it. So they have 3.3 million people on Twitter, so where they're showing that they're known as Shib, but they keep pushing Bone and Leash. How is that a part of Shib again? How is Shib benefiting from that? I don't know. It's not. So that's the issue, right? It's not about Shib. Shib doesn't keep me up at night. The ecosystem devs, they don't keep me up at night either. Nothing really keeps me up at night, besides myself. But what does worry me a little bit is these damn devs that are basically saying that they are the leaders of this, and they say who gets to benefit from what, right? There's a ton of businesses out there that are doing more for Shiba Inu than this ecosystem is, and I think when we look at it as a whole, they should be pushing those businesses as well. But since they're not a part of it, since they're not getting any type of revenue from it, they don't care, right? But when they were going to get revenue from, when they were going to get some sort of notoriety or revenue or whatever from bigger entertainment, right? That completely got shut down because of the communication between the two, right? The ecosystem devs and breeds and all of them act like children. And, obviously people that are adults, that are real adults, are trying to get things done for the community, for the people. But you see everything that they're doing. They're not doing anything for the people, for any single person, besides themselves. Let's see if they updated this. So yeah, it's still showing. So it should be 20 minutes, but I think it's probably going to be somewhere around 10 because he hasn't posted anything about the AMA, about the Twitter Spaces. You are amazing. Thank you, the Good Gorilla, for sending that $20 super sticker. I try to be amazing. You guys are amazing. Everything that you do is amazing. You guys being here and just supporting me in a big way, or even listening to what I have to say, is fantastic. And literally, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I can't wait to live stream because I know that you guys are going to have great questions. I know that you guys are going to be here, with kind words or even with harsh words. I love it all. I love hearing people talk about things, and I like hearing your opinion. My opinion, I give my opinion. You give your opinion. We can agree to disagree. We can agree. We can, completely disagree. So it's just amazing what you guys have done. There's 666 current viewers, and we need to change that. There we go. 673 concurrent viewers. And if you could hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for that super chat. Do you think it's worth building a new coin that burns Shiba Inu? If the devs don't care, then maybe the community needs to burn Shiba Inu ourselves, similar to the Lunic token. What else can we do to burn? So this is the issue. There have been many coins that have been created to burn Shiba Inu, and they've been doing that. Some of them burned 1 billion, 2 billion tokens, and some of them completely fell flat on their faces because of all of the negativity that they were seeing with the Shiba Inu Discord group and Tropheus and, that dev team and the breeds and stuff. But the breeds shut it down. As soon as something happens, they put on the Discord group, they go, this is a known scam. And it's like, no, it's not a known scam. You don't know anything about it. You haven't even looked into it. But they do it because they're trying to protect their brand. Their brand is all functioning through Shiba Inu. And if they cannot build all of these things to make it so that they can benefit from the amount of holders in Shiba Inu, then they're going to X any type of idea. They say that they don't partner with any other coin, any other project, any other what am I looking for? Business, right? You have the coffee business, you have the gaming business, you have some other things. I can't even think of them right now, but you have a lot of different things, right? The Let It Burn channel, you have different ways to burn Shiba Inu, to gather Shiba Inu and all of that stuff, but they do not partner with them. Why do they not partner with them? Is because they're not gaining anything out of it. And when something does come up and gain more traction than they have, they try and shut it down really quick. All of the Twitter accounts that they had that were 300,000, 600,000 followers, they're looking to get all of those banned as not being the official Shiba Inu Twitter account, even though that is not the official Shiba Inu Twitter account. That is something that they created through their ecosystem. So it's tough to do something like that with SHIB because they keep attacking it. For Lunic, the developers of Luna, the people behind Luna, Discord groups, all of that stuff are not attacking anybody, any business that's coming up, anybody that's deciding to change the coding, to create a Discord group or anything like that. They're not attacking them or telling them that this is a scam. And that's the difference between Shiba Inu and Lunic. And if we had that type of ability to get the support from that dev team with everything that we create, or at least a lot of things that we create, then it would be amazing and Shiba Inu would have a lot of success. But the problem is, I don't think they want Shiba Inu to have success. I think they want Shiba Inu to stay where it is and make it seem like everything else is better than SHIB. So move the 1.2 million over to whatever their coins end up being. So they keep creating coins until they find the right one. And here comes Street, here comes She, right? Keep the money rolling, y'all. Matt is worth all his work. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. You guys don't have to send super chats. I do appreciate the super chats that come through so much. I appreciate the kind words as well. And again, I appreciate all you guys for being here. Avid follower here. Hope I can be like you as an influencer. Yeah, I mean, again, anybody can do this. And I have walked people through it, and people literally are making moves right now and growing from 1 subscriber to 200 to 300 to 400 to 1,000. I've helped people grow. It's just whether they have done anything with that growth, right? I've tried to get my brother to do YouTube for, extra income, and also he loves music. So why not, incorporate your music in there? And he had 400 subscribers within the first month. And now he's sitting at like 420 or 415. And he hasn't done anything with it. If he would have done something with it, this was over a year ago, he would have been at a point to where right now he could have probably been at 10,000, 20,000 subscribers and growing, maybe even more than that. With the way that his channel was growing, he was getting 4,000, 5,000 views, 10,000 views on so many different things that he would have probably been, like I said, at 10,000, 20,000, maybe even 100,000 subscribers at this point if he would have kept at it. And he would have had a massive amount of income there, just being able to do that and having sponsors and all that stuff. I have yet to receive a sponsor. I haven't searched for one, but I'm like waiting with my arms open, like, hey, sponsor me. So eventually we'll get there, but anybody can do it. I love what you and Shib Superstore are doing. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that things catch on, and I hope that we can burn a lot more Shiba Inu. But it seems as though we have to create things ourselves because the ecosystem is not creating enough to help Shib. They're creating too much for their own good, but they're not creating anything that helps Shib. That is the best mentor. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. By the way, I wanted to tell you you're doing an amazing job with your channel. Absolutely amazing job with your channel. The growth is really, really good. And this is the thing that I wanted to make sure is that, you know, I don't try and push anyone's channel too much. But I want people to see it for themselves and believe in it and subscribe in it for themselves as they create videos. And you start to learn throughout that whole process. If you get monetized too fast, you don't learn enough in order to continue. So you need to make sure that, you know, you're creating videos, learn from creating YouTube videos, and then every day you get better and better. Thank you for your effort you put in making these videos and streams. Do you think creating tiers of coins would help with the burning of the higher supply? For instance, 1 billion SHIB equals 1 billion 1 B SHIB token. So no, it all depends what you're doing with it. So if you're selling the token for a certain amount, right, then yes. And maybe if you are taking a percentage of it, then yes. But you're taking a percentage of volume. So it's all depending on what the volume goes through no matter what. If you're doing something like that. So let's say if you create something called B SHIB, right? And you know, you're looking to burn off a certain amount of the volume, then it wouldn't matter because $100 million in volume would still be $100 million in volume. Now, whether you are taking a certain amount of coins and selling them for to burn SHIB, that's a different story. Like say if you have a full pot of coins to where you take one out daily and you burn SHIB with it, yes, it could be to a point where you're like, all right, well, that coin is worth $100, and this coin over here is worth $1. Yes, that would make a difference to make tier system, but really all you need to do is have a certain amount of volume in a new coin that can burn 1% or 5%, and then you'll be good. 5% might be too much because people would be more willing to go other places and just not cost themselves 5%, you know? So it might be too much, but you know, somewhere in between that 1 to 5%. We got 555 likes, guys. Thank you so much for being here and liking the video and all the super chats. I really do appreciate it. 1 million Lunic at 1 cent is only $10,000. Yeah, that's true, but it's still $10,000. I mean, 1 million Lunic right now is $100. So turning $100 into $10,000 is phenomenal. It's not a bad thing. That's a great return. It's just not as much as like millions, where people are investing or already invested and have tens of millions of dollars. We understand that right now, you know, if you looked at 10 million coins, that would be $100,000 or $200,000 for 20 million coins. So I'm not too far away. Obviously, that is a big difference, 200,000 versus 10,000, but you're still able to capture something. I know I'm supposed to be at work, but I'm still sitting at home listening and watching. That's not good. You have to go to work. I think I'm just gonna call in and quit now. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Make sure you have the revenue because any type of income that you get in the door will just be great for your investing and you know um, great for your overall situation to be able to pay bills and have extra money left over. Don't quit. You're speaking the truth. They're using Shiba Inu as a mascot, not benefit Shiba Inu at all. They're using Shiba Inu's name for cover. Exactly. Exactly. Uh, the guy that created Yu-Gi-Oh died. Look for NFTs. Really? Well, that's horrible. Um, but those NFTs will be worth a ridiculous amount of money. Um, and like I said with Pokemon will be crazy. But what I was going to get into what somebody said with this whole mascot situation, you're right. They are using it as a mascot. I put out a tweet yesterday saying these devs state that Shib is king. This so-called king is starting to look like the jester in their ecosystem. And when I thought of that, I was just like this is 100% true that they are using this as a complete mascot, that they're looking at it as a joke, and everything else is thought of as the serious part of this ecosystem. Yes, Shiba Inu was over here created for one purpose, but we have this over here that's created for this multiple purpose within this ecosystem. You know what I mean? It's freaking stupid. Guys, if you want to follow me, I'm going to take the other Twitter account out of there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to post it in the chat. Are you talking to me, Harper? What do you need? You're going to have to talk louder. What do you need? You want an orange? Okay. Is mommy awake yet? She's not downstairs? Okay. Give me a second. I'll get you an orange. Uh, all right, let me replace the pinned message. All right. Give me like one, not even 1 minute, probably like 30 seconds. I just got to peel this orange and get her something. So, give me 1 second. I'll play an ad for some people. All right. Dad of the year. How many years do you think till it reaches $1 for Lunic? I don't think peeled orange token confirmed. um, so let's see. How many years do you think that it will take? I don't think it'll take years for this to play out. I think it will take probably within a year for that to play out. With 1.2%, seeing a vision to where everything can burn off, seeing a vision to where people are buying this position and a certain amount is being burned off of every single transaction. Yeah, within a year, this should happen, right? And I've done the math to where if you look at it and see volume increasing and seeing that we can burn off 100 billion a day, which right now that would be the case if we were able to start right now with like $300 million in volume or $400 million in volume. We're looking at about a billion or 100 billion a day, meaning in 10 days we can burn off $1 trillion. So if we can continue with that, which means the volume increases as well as the market cap increases, and we can continue to burn 100 billion a day, there's no doubt in my mind that we can burn off all of the supply within a year. And it can actually get better, right? We can see more volume. We can see sell volume that's going through, not just buying volume that's increasing the price. And if we can decrease the price and see a ton of volume, then all of that volume for buying and selling really does affect it. So it's not just buying the position, it's also selling the position. So all volume that's going through will have that 1.2% burn in it. And it could take a year for this to happen. It could take less than a year. It all depends on the volume. It really does. And we will figure all that out. Dad of the year. Thank you. Is this the best time to buy more crypto with the economy so shaky, or should we just hold on to what we have? So in my opinion, I put out a video yesterday talking about the bottom has already been hit. You know, I understand that people believe that the bottom will continue to drop. It will drop down to 15 and 10 and all of that. And it's definitely a possibility. But I'm leaning more towards the 70% chance that we're not going to see this fall, that we're going to see this level out and increase and continue to consolidate around this $21,000 to $19,000 area. But I don't see it going lower than that 17.7 mark that it was at. It's consolidating where it is. So we're not seeing it any lower right now. I know anything could happen. So that's why that 30% chance is still there. But I still do believe that it's 70% that this will start to consolidate and actually have a bull run. And it will consolidate for maybe a number of months. But throughout those months, we may see things like Terra Luna Classic run, or things like hopefully Lunatics token run, because of what they have that's going to be implemented within it. Will it rocket past $1 or have a massive wall and a pullback heavily? Do I think it will rocket past $1? So I think anything has a resistance point at a certain level, and I think $1 is definitely a hard resistance point. So yes, I think it will pull back. I think it will pull back at 1 cent. I think it will pull back at 25. I think it'll pull back at 50 cents. It'll pull back probably before $1. It will pull back somewhere around 70 to 80 cents. So that's where I will be making another move. I always have my moves before major points. And 70 to 80 cents is usually a very, very strong point. You can look at Dogecoin as an example. You can look at a lot of other currencies, like say Solana. Solana went up to $100. It did end up increasing over that, but went up to about $80, pulled back hard down to like $60, and then increased over $100. And then you saw it do the same thing around 200. So those key points, you always have a certain, like maybe 75% of the way to that point is considered the pullback zone, for me at least. So when I see things that have a projected value of $100, my projected price target is usually at 75. You saw the same thing with AMC. AMC got up to like $70 or so, right? And that pulled back hard. And we're going to see it jump above $100. I definitely hope to see that with all of the short interest that's still there. So yeah. But you saw it pull back at some of those levels because those are hard resistance points to where people do sell. And it's all on the basis of people selling. The market's about buying and selling. Wow, why is Lunic dumping so hard? Can anyone tell me? I haven't seen what Lunic was doing today. It's down 6%. It's not, it doesn't look like it's dumping so hard. It is decreasing, but it's not dumping like crazy. It definitely is decreasing though. So we see a total amount of volume of 147 million, which is about 6% down from yesterday. We're still seeing it at a $700 billion or $700 million market cap. So that's not too far from where it was. It's just down 6% from where it was at its high yesterday, kind of consolidating there. And we saw it at some of these lows. And if we literally took it from this point, we would see it as flat. But since it was from 24 hours ago and it goes off of 24 hours, that's why you're going to see it like that. If we had a hard cutoff at 8 o'clock, then everything we would either have a positive day or a negative day and it wouldn't shift. But it does shift because we have a moving 24-hour target. Did the AMA start? Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Let's see if it did start. So it looks like he still doesn't have anything yet. No, there's nothing started yet. So it's going to be around 2 p.m. UTC, which is, I don't know why he said 2 hours, because it was posted 2 hours ago. It's going to be 3 hours. Does he not know what time it is over there? Go to the space. It started. Oh, it has started. I'm sorry.
Also kind of basically zero corporate tax. If you incorporate in one of the free zones, it's a no corporate tax. Onshore companies have a 9% tax, which is still very low. But more important than the tax is the what I mentioned earlier. The government is very pro innovation. So Dubai is a little bit it takes a little bit of time to get used to. It is an extremely modern city, and many high rises built out in the middle of a desert. And not only Dubai, like neighboring Abu Dhabi, etc. as well. But it is kind of dry, so you have to get used to living in the desert a little bit. But it's a very modern city with fantastic restaurants, lifestyle, etc. So we really like it, and we have significantly increased our team size there. We have somewhere around 500 to 600 people there now. So and it's also in a very good location. Time zone wise, it overlaps with almost every single time zone, and flight wise, very close to Europe, Africa, Asia, and US. So it's kind of in the middle of everywhere. So we do plan to invest very heavily, and also expand our presence there. That's very high level. I don't have specific plans on what exactly we're doing, etc. But we usually don't plan that way. But we have big commitments in Dubai.
Great, thanks. All right, over to you, Jess. You there?
Hey, CD, thank you so much for having me up. Quick question. With everything that's happened with Luna and some of these larger protocols, has that
Boom.
changed maybe the vision for Binance and projects that they're going to invest in the future, or just future plans for Binance itself?
I think it has some short term impact in terms of how we do due diligence on projects, etc. But longer term, if you look at the bigger picture, it's fine. The industry hasn't changed, but the technology fundamentals haven't changed. This is a new technology for transferring value, or new technology for money. This is going to have profound impacts on economies, how we raise money, how we invest, how we spend, how we send money, how we spend. It's going to create new business models. None of those have changed. It just means that, and also it's kind of expected that in any new field, or in any field, to be honest, majority of new companies, new projects will fail. There will be some large failures, and some large companies may fail as well. Even in traditional businesses, We've seen many banks fail. We have seen many large businesses fail. So Lehman Brothers failed, and this is this happened to a very relatively mature banking industry. So failures happen, mismanagement happen, and we just gotta move. We gotta learn our lessons, protect users, and then move forward. So this doesn't really change our plans. And in fact, markets always go in cycles. In fact, in bear markets is where the real good opportunities are. If you only invest in the bull markets, then you always invest in a very, very high valuation. Projects have high valuations. The project teams are typically a little bit more arrogant because they have more money. There's more money chasing them. And in bear markets, those arrogant projects stop, and then only the hard builders continue to go. And it's actually much easier to identify projects now, and the valuations are much more reasonable. So we'll continue to hire people in the bear market. We'll continue to invest, and we'll continue to also look at lowering fees, so that it makes it easier for our users. So nothing has really changed for Binance. We'll continue to keep our heads down and keep moving forward.
That's all I
Great.
want to hear. Yes.
And then over to the next guy. I think you probably know him already, CZ. Elja, do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
Hello, ni hao. First of all, happy anniversary for Binance. And there are two questions actually. Yesterday I was sitting with a big hotel chain, and they want to add Binance Pay. So I know the guy, and he's using Binance for many years. Yet he doesn't know that there is in the marketplace, like there is something called hotel, etc. And he found
He's
these
not
hotels
talking to
over
me.
there.
No.
How can we ease the experience for people to reach there? Like the guy is using Binance for 3 years and he didn't know that. That's the first question. Okay, please.
CZ is not talking to me.
Why don't you ask both?
Okay, yeah. The second question, how can we move into the decentralized NFT marketplace? Because we have a big market and it's really hard that, I love Binance and that's something you already know. But I want to see the decentralized, like Gal or whatever. How can we enhance, or what need to happen, or what is your plan to move, like, to cover the world, basically?
Sure. I think on the first one, it's both a product and marketing optimization mechanism. So we just need to.
You think these questions are pre-picked?
The product design so that people get exposed to key features, and at the same time we can probably increase our marketing outreach a little bit, maybe more. I don't think there's any magic bullets. I'll pass this feedback to our.
Of course you think he's asking crappy questions.
We'll pass that feedback, see how we can improve there. There's always going to be some, and Binance have so many in the Binance ecosystem. There's so many products. There's always a chance that, there's always a pretty decent chance. Actually, most people don't know all the products we have, and we just gotta take time to educate.
Terra Luna was mentioned one time, but not like Lunic or 1.2%.
The most limiting factor for the DeFi marketplace is most people doesn't know how to hold their own keys securely. I think people on this call probably, if you guys are following me and taking the time to join this space, you guys are probably the more advanced users. You guys can able to encrypt a private, either private key or a seed, and then store them on multiple USB sticks, store them in different geographic locations, maybe with different relatives and stuff like that. Most people can't do that. So most people can't even. Most people, if they use a hardware wallet, they may lose it. They may not have the proper backups, etc. So I think I actually think that's the hardest problem we need to solve in the industry. And then if we have tools that allow normal people, non-technical people, to be able to hold their keys securely. They don't have to worry about getting viruses on their computer. They don't have to worry about this relatively secure against hackers and also against themselves. How do they give the funds to their kids if they're no longer around?
Jeez,
So
nuts.
if we can solve that problem, I think we'll see much more activity moving to DeFi. DeFi actually offers a much more simplified experience once we solve that problem. Most DeFi projects have no KYC, no AML. The user interface is actually much simpler. You just use your key, connect your wallet, and you either buy or sell, and or you stake and lend. So the interface is actually much simpler. And so I think once we solve those technical challenges, more and more
It's
people
true.
will move to DeFi. And I think that's a good thing. And for Binance.com, for the centralized exchange, that's okay. We're never really married on one product. Yeah, right now it is the largest product for us. But there's many. I always believe there are more opportunities in the future than there were in the past.
Guys,
So
hit the like
and
button.
we already have many other products in the DeFi space anyway. So we'll continue to invest very heavily in DeFi. When the landscape changes, hopefully, I'm pretty sure we'll have multiple products there. So that's kind of how I view it.
Awesome. Thanks, CZ.
This is still interesting. It's not boring.
Okay, what about Danny?
Good morning, it's Crypto Danny 420 over here. Congratulations on turning 6. I'm actually also a Binance user, but I happen to be in Ontario. So I was just wondering if there's any developments that you could speak of in terms of what's happening in Ontario, if it's going to be moving forward. The second part to my question is I got like a whole bunch of NFTs still locked up on my NFT account on the Binance side, so I can't really transfer them out because like I'm not allowed to access like my funds, like my BNB and my BUSD, to kind of send them out as gas. So I was just wondering if there's a way to maybe even just drop the gas fee on that, so like people that have their NFTs still locked up can maybe just get them out into
Who
the
cares
DeFi
about
wallet.
NFTs?
I'll drop down to listener and just listen to the response. Thank you very much for having me up here.
Sure.
There's an
I'm
echo
actually
here?
quite curious.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
actually quite curious, which exchanges can you use in Ontario today?
We've lost him. He already left. I'll try and get him back, but you can answer the other parts first.
Sure. Well, the other thing is more of an operational thing.
Is that better?
Yeah. So we are. I know our team. We have a specific Ontario Canada team. They're in the process of licensing application. So once that license comes through, then we will be able to service all users in Canada again. So we had to offboard users because
Binance isn't just
of
about
the
moving.
regulations
That's true.
there. And but I'm really curious as to what other exchanges do people use there?
We have access to like pretty much everything. It seems like the main big one here would be crypto.com, and then like secondary ones would be like Coinbase, KuCoin,
There's a loaded
Uphold.
lion.
I think some people have used a little bit of BlockFi as well here. Yeah, pretty much it. Nothing too big. Like the biggest ones would be the Binance and I guess the CDC.
Okay, so for example, a number of exchanges you mentioned there does not have licenses in
really don't
Canada
care about
or
that too
Ontario,
much.
like KuCoin, Uphold, etc. So, but unfortunately, we are the biggest one, so we're usually scrutinized first, and then when we block, users go to other smaller exchanges.
We'll
So
see. We
today,
still have
the
a couple
regulations
questions
are not
left. It could
applied
be
very
better.
evenly among exchanges, but it is what it is. So we are in the process of licensing applications. Once we get
3.6
that,
trillion Lunic answer.
we should be able to service all users in Canada
You
again.
wasted 20 minutes of
Regarding the
stupid
NFTs,
questions.
I'll
Get in
definitely
there.
pass the feedback. I actually didn't know about that problem. That's an
I'm sure there'll be a
interesting,
question.
issue. That
There's always got to be something that keeps us on our toes,
when we lose
keeps us
access
hype about
to
things.
a certain region, we actually this is something we probably
Lunic
did not
is adding
design
a zero
well.
now.
But at the same time,
Not a bad thing.
this is probably why we have users who just have funds on our exchange, and there's always a small number of users that have funds on our exchange that are unwilling to move. So we're always finding ways to help them move the funds out when we can no longer service them. So I'll give the feedback to our team, and we'll follow up on that.
I appreciate it. I'm going to drop down to the listener again. Thank you, CZ.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Danny. All right, next up. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Is it Bettel?
Ask about Lunic. Let's go. Something.
No. Okay. Let's go to Peter.
Hi. Thanks for having me up, CZ. Happy birthday. A lot of DeFi projects offer passive income in the way of a specific APY, but we also see a lot of projects crashing because of an unsustainable API. Do you think that DeFi projects should ever offer a specific performance yield? And if so, is there like a number at which the number seems to get a little bit too high?
Okay, so I think that's a pretty
That's an interesting question.
That's a very good question. Generally speaking, offering a specific APY for a long period of time is usually problematic, especially a high one. And a low one may be okay. So, but for example, the earlier DeFi's, the APY is dynamically determined in the market, which is much better. So when you lend your crypto to a smart contract that's providing liquidity for people to trade against, people pay trading fees, and those fees are used to pay interest. This way, that whole loop is closed. It makes sense. Whereas of course, there's competition between the different projects. The newer projects, in order to win users, they will come and they will promise a large APY for a period of time. But many of these projects don't have users. So when they promise a high APY, they will have to give their coins out. Usually, like they issue a coin and they use their own coins to pay. That actually means more and more tokens of their tokens are being
I don't think Happy
circulated
Caddy
in the
Crypto is
marketplace
going to
at
be
a
a
high
speaker.
rate. And they also may not have enough income,
If he is, that'd be great.
users not
but
spending enough of their coins so that the coin's price just increase. When the coin circulating supply increases faster than they can get users, then the price crashes. Then it goes into a vicious cycle. Price crashes, people lose money and lose face. They get pissed off, and then they spread bad comments in the community about those projects, and then they lose reputation, they lose more users, and the vicious cycles goes. So fundamentally, I think using a high APY for a short period of time to to bootstrap some users is okay. But after a certain period of time, you cannot do that forever. It doesn't work. After a certain period of time, you have to review and say, look, do we have product market fit? Do we have more users joining than the amount of money the amount of coins that they're spending? So as an investor, be very careful for projects that promise fixed high APYs. I think any double-digit APY is basically long-term very difficult to sustain, basically impossible to sustain, I think. There could be exceptions, but I think very difficult. I think APY is somewhere between 2 to 8%, depending on the project type, etc.
This person will ask something.
Is possible, but a dynamically adjusting one is much better. So I don't think APY. I don't think using APYs, using a yield to attract users is necessarily a bad thing if it's done for short term to bootstrap users. But long term, there needs to be fundamental working business models where where those coins are spent in some fashion, so that the total circulating supply does not grow exponentially or does not grow faster than the number of users they can get.
Great. Thanks, CZ. All right, Joe, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, CZ, and happy birthday. So I just want to ask that with the rate of growth and the crypto spaces and everything that's been happening with projects, just like you mentioned, most especially we saw what happens in Lunar. What do you have to say basically about what we are going to be seeing with the regulations, as we move on?
It's very hard to generalize about what's going to happen with regulations. Number one, there's 200 different countries in the world, and many countries have multiple regulators.
Something that people want to know about.
Regulators, there are technology
Still
regulators,
freaking dumb.
and then the central banks, etc. And then there's politicians, presidents, monarchies, kings, etc. So it's very hard to predict how each of them thinks and what the reactions are. But generally speaking, though, I think we're definitely seeing more regulators taking a closer look at stablecoins, given the Luna UST incident, and they are also more looking at the industry in general a little bit more with a little bit more scrutiny. previously, most of the regulations in the industry or in different parts of the world are focused on centralized exchanges
What time is
in
he
the
going
crypto
on?
space. And in the centralized
2
exchanges,
p.m.
they are
right
much
now.
more heavily
Well, for
focused
him.
on the KYC and AML aspects of how centralized exchanges are run. But now, yes, the regulators are looking at a slightly broader. Most regulators are looking at a broader spectrum now, which is actually healthy. Nothing. That's actually a good thing. And I've also met many regulators who understand all of the nuances in the industry. They say, look, just because one project failed doesn't mean the technology is bad. It doesn't mean that this industry is going to fail. And in fact, some failures in the early stages is actually good. It's a good reminder for investors,
No, they didn't ask about it yet.
industry players, and regulators about the different type of risks that we may see.
They mentioned Luna one time, but not Lunic.
Overall, for all the regulators that we have been very actively engaged with, none of them are saying, okay, we're going to shut down, we're going to ban crypto because of Luna. They are taking a slightly more nuanced look at different projects, etc. So so we'll see how Luna plays. How this.
See, Terra
there are
rebels are
different
listening.
investigations, inspections happening now. We'll see how it plays out. It's part of growing. It's part of growing up as an industry.
All right, Udi, do you want to go ahead and ask your question?
All right, thank you very much, Binance, and thank you, CZ. A happy anniversary, and it's also an honor to be in this press. So my question is, for someone like me who is very passionate about crypto and blockchain adoption in Africa, and CZ has been following me where I mostly talk about Africa, especially where we know that this particular region is actually ripe for crypto adoption. Currently, we know how much Binance has invested on P2P payments in helping, especially African regions where the government has restricted many users of Binance from using the P2P or to transact with the Binance on cryptocurrency. So, but the one problem we have been having among the communities is many people who are bad eggs, or could we call them scammers, who use the P2P. What measures is Binance putting in place to keep users safe? Although we know that there are KYCs, but we still have some elements of bad eggs who are infiltrating the P2P payment. That's number one question for CZ. Number two question for CZ is, we know that Trust Wallet has a way is supported by Binance. Is it possible that we are going to see off-ramp payments on the decentralized wallets like Trust Wallet? And also, will it be possible for us in Africa to have crypto payments which could be easily be used in the market, in the supermarket, in the shops, which will really facilitate the adoption we are talking about in Africa? Thank you.
Sure. It's good to speak to to with Yudi. It's also good to speak with everyone that are using voice. Typically, we just use tweets. So on the P2P side, on the fraud, scammers, etc. P2P, the Binance P2P platform works in such a way that Binance hold custody of the crypto. So we do hold an escrow function and facilitate that transaction. And when it goes into dispute resolution, our customer support, etc., gets involved. So there are some bad players, there are some fraudsters, but usually my understanding is the percentage of transactions affected by those guys are quite small. And we do have very simple. They are very simple and good systems for
I think you're right about these being
because if a guy always ends up in a dispute resolution, if a merchant
they don't seem like they're
prepared,
but they still do at the same time.
Resolution, then it's quite easy for the system to flag them out.
These
I
people,
can check with our team
because one guy said, "I'm happy to be a part of this press."
This is implemented well, and we track that. I personally have not used that service myself. I actually don't use many of the products we offer. So I'll check with the team. There also feedback from the community every day about how we can enhance it. Today, I received the feedback. I passed the feedback to the P2P team. One was what feedback about can we allow users to comment on the sellers once they conclude a transaction. So there are many different ways to do that. I'm not saying that we're doing a perfect job, but it shouldn't be that hard of a problem to solve, given that the platform do custody the crypto assets during the transaction. So probably many times there may be fraudsters that tell users to say, "Hey, click this button so that you can so that Binance can release the funds," and the user may click those buttons by mistake. So we should increase that user education part. On the Trust Wallet or decentralized wallet off ramps, the off ramps typically require going through a traditional financial tool. Either it's a bank or it's a mobile payments or it's M-Pesa or other payment services, etc. So because we have to convert into cash. And the decentralized tools can't do them alone. Using Trust Wallet is a blockchain wallet. You can't do that alone without some support from either ourselves or a third party or one of those traditional service providers. So it doesn't just because the Trust Wallet is decentralized doesn't solve that problem. So most of the on and off ramps today still have to go through a centralized entity which does KYC, AML, etc. So I don't see a quick way out of it. There are smaller service providers which
You're
will
talking
work
about
with
the guy
DeFi wallets.
talking.
We
He
do
needs to
work
shut
with a
up
number
and
of them,
ask a Luna
but
question.
many of them don't have very limited geographic coverages and
I hope they have something on Lunic.
service capacity limits. So, but we'll continue to work on that. On the payment side, we offer all the tools already. We can always enhance them, but the Binance Pay is a pretty simple to use tool. A merchant can just display a QR code. The receiver can just display a QR code, and the payer just scans it and pays. So. And the payer can choose whatever currency they want to pay. The receiver can choose whatever currency they want to receive. Binance Pay handles the conversion in between at a zero fee, and many times with even a rebate. So the
I'm not
rates
aware
are
of
extremely
the
good
meeting on Friday
and
and
much
Saturday.
cheaper
I'm
than
aware
almost
now.
any traditional form of payments.
I
But
probably won't
many
be
people
around
don't
for
know
Friday,
this,
but
and
maybe
many
Saturday.
merchants and shops have not started. Well, some of them do, but just like crypto adoption, I think if you look at the
like
retail side,
4 questions are
crypto
left, maybe.
adoption is probably somewhere around 1 to 3%, and shops are also at those levels. So 3 out of 97 out of every 100 shops may not be accepting crypto today. But we do believe that number will change.
97 out of every 100
years. So, but at the same time, we can do more to educate. We can always do more to push the adoption.
Only thing is,
I don't think there's
if they were
any magic bullets
pre-planned,
there. We just
he would be more
we just
prepared.
to continue to push and hire teams.
Seems like he's saying a lot,
offline,
jumping back and forth.
business development, so to get those guys on board, and which we do have plans to do. So yeah, it's just something that we have.
We're listening to live.
Hard on. I do have a hard stop in 1 minute. So maybe one last question. Yeah.
Lucy, are you there to ask a quick question?
Hello, everyone. I am a member of the Moonkeys community.
Okay, definitely not.
Minister of Finance.
All right, CZ, why don't you just tell everyone real quick about what's happening with the Binance event tomorrow, and then we'll let you go.
That's
I'm
stupid.
actually not too sure what exactly is happening at the Binance event tomorrow. So
he didn't even take 10 questions. He took like
now,
7.
There is a couple of different events I'm attending in person. I live my life 24 hours at a time. I only know what's happening.
Maybe it wasn't pre-planned.
My calendar is my Bible. I just go where my team tells me to go. I actually don't know exactly what's happening, but there's a lot of different. I assume there's a lot of people coming. A lot of discussions, a lot of events, some celebrations, probably some gifts
Want me to leave it?
gifted out. Not sure if there are any special announcements to be made. Probably is we just reduce Bitcoin trading fees to zero on both Binance.com, the global platform, and also Binance US. And I don't know what else is happening. Am I missing anything? Well, I'm sure I'm missing a lot, but any other things you guys want to share?
I think that's pretty much fine. Yeah, so we'll be celebrating offline in Paris tomorrow. It's a free event with thousands of people attending, but we'll also be celebrating online as well. So we look forward to hearing from all of you more throughout the rest of the week. Thanks, CZ, for your time. I know you have to go, so I'll let you go.
All right, thanks, Alex. All right, cheers, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We'll definitely be doing these more frequently with CZ and other members.
That's pointless. That's pointless, man. The whole entire thing, like we were hoping to see or hear him talk about the 1.2%, but it seemed like things were prepared, but then that ending made it seem like it wasn't prepared. Like I don't know. We learned nothing. Like, yeah, we learned nothing about that. This is completely, it's like I don't even know what to say. But it pisses me off. I would have thought at least one question, if it wasn't prepared, that one would come through. But they only asked maybe 6 or 7 questions. You had about 4 questions left, and he took too long asking or answering the questions, as well as some people asking the questions. So that's definitely not good. Was hoping that he would talk about that. I was definitely wrong. What's your Luna Classic prediction for December 2022 minimum? I think we definitely hit, if everything's implemented by September, within, let's see, October, November, December, within 3 months, we should see somewhere around a half a penny, I think, is probably that level. If things are implemented in the next month or so, we could possibly see a level of a penny, if not a little bit more than that. So I'm really excited to see what this is all about, or what happens there. But we have so many different variables that we can't really give exactly what's happening there. So you're much better, bro. 1000x. Well, thank you for saying that. That was like 4 questions. Yeah, there was like no questions. It seemed like he said he had a hard cutoff at 9:30, I guess, or I guess for him it would be 1:30 UTC time. So I don't know. Why would he sit here and commit to 10 questions knowing he only has 30 minutes to take 10 questions? I know he's busy and he has other meetings he needs to get to, but if Lunic goes up, does USTC as well? It seems like USTC is actually leading the way over Lunic, but if Lunic goes up, yes, you're going to see a drive in USTC. If we have USTC that goes up, we're also going to see Lunic that goes up as well. It's just they're pinned together no matter what. Even if they don't have the algorithm, people invest in it because they know they're tied together in a way. Do you mean by December, or do you mean by the end of December or beginning? By the end of December. So a full 90 days of 1.2%, that would burn off. So every 10 days, if we burn off 100 billion per day, we could essentially get to a level of 10 billion before the end of the year for the total supply. However, if we end up seeing an adjustment to where there's less volume that's going through and the price is higher, then that may be an issue to where we burn off less. But I don't see that, right? If they know there's a clear path, there's going to be a lot of volume, which increases the price. We're going to see probably a standard of 100 billion. I will do a full breakdown of exactly where my mind is on this. And again, there's so many variables that take place. If things are implemented by a certain date, if the volume stays the same, if the price goes up, there's so many things that are implemented there that we need to, that are variables that we need to make sure are implemented. And if they are, then we could see a massive price jump. But it all depends. I would say end of December at best. Never stop, never stopping. Thank you, John, for that super chat. Thank you for saying that. I don't know what it means, but thank you. I won't stop. Isn't Luna already owned by the big whales? It seems like Binance holds a heavy amount of it. Dude, what are you talking about? There's no money. Everyone's money is gone. How does it go up? Everybody's money is gone. What do you mean everybody's money is gone? There's people that invested in the beginning where their money, took a huge hit and they sold their position and got out of it and collected whatever money they could collect. Yes, we understand that. But people that invested in the bottom, they have money. People are buying at the bottom, they have money. That's not true that there's no money. Do you think Lunix price will drop now? Off of this news, I mean, it's already dropping, but no, I consider it to stay, level. I would look at it to stay level around this 0.0001 or 0.0009, somewhere around those levels. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of here, guys. This is a horrible. I was gonna say it's a horrible place to stop because we had 6,666 views on the video, but yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to see what he talked about within the AMA. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, if you're one of those people that hasn't subscribed and you've been watching for a while, you're one of those return viewers. I appreciate you, and I would appreciate if you did subscribe. We do have a ton of likes, basically 700 likes. So I appreciate everybody here. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow. Yeah, somebody mentioned the Let It Burn channel. Follow the Let It Burn channel if you guys want to burn Shiba Inu. If you want to burn Lunic, there's a Lunatics token that's being created, which we can keep an eye on. There's the 1.2% burn. We obviously want to make sure that everybody supports, all exchanges supports, and we can get it done on chain. But yeah, I appreciate all of you for being here. We will try and be live tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we will be. I know we're going to have to leave pretty early to get to, if we're going to go to Hershey and get there by 11 or so. But thank you guys for being here. And whoever says bless you, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Thank you, mods, for doing some moderating and being great every single day. But I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.